You're watching RTV News with me, Jane Mutoni. The headlines. Political analysts have reiterated that for the African Union to achieve its goals, resolutions reached in its meetings must be implemented without delay. People are urging the respective authorities to take strong action against industries that produce low-quality alcohol. To the news in details now, political analysts have reiterated that for the African Union to achieve its goals, resolutions reached in its meetings must be implemented without delay. On Saturday, the 35th ordinary session of the AU Assembly, Heads of States and Government session begun. Take a look.
Rwanda's Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation is representing President Paul Kagame at the assembly that is taking place in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, and focusing on the matter of food security on the continent.
As member states remain challenged by the COVID-19 pandemic that is affecting our populations and their livelihoods, especially in the areas of nutrition and food security. The African Union theme of the year for 2022 aims to maintain a strong political momentum on nutrition across the African continent. It is a unique opportunity to strengthen political commitment to end malnutrition in all its forms and to further improve food and security through the implementation of malleable commitments and the goals and objectives of the Africa Regional Nutrition Strategy for the years 2016 to 2025.
Senegal's president is now the chairman of the African Union, taking over from his Congolese counterpart, His Excellency Félix Antoine Tshisekedi. The outgoing chairman noted on the many challenges Africa's continue to face, not least of all the COVID-19 pandemic, and also the matter of political instability on the continent.
Face à la multiplication des actes d'accession au pouvoir par des voies
in the face of increasing acts of taking power by force unconstitutionally, we firmly remind that such actions contradict the principles the African Union was built upon, especially Article 4 that clearly denounces the unconstitutional exchange of power. We must perfect the collaboration between regional bodies and the AU's Peace and Security Council and its commissions. Political analysts note that the problem of coup d'etats in Africa stems from leaders failing to address their people's needs.
Those coups are not new. So it's not something which happened yesterday or the day before or the month before. Coup d'etats have been going on, taking place for a while now. So now they are coming back. Why? That's what we have to understand. If it is bad governance, we should say it is bad governance. If it is a lack of security, we have never been able to give them or to give to the people, we should accept that that's the case. If it is a high level of corruption, if it is a high level of poverty, we should be able to articulate that and say, yes, we recognize our mistakes, we recognize our errors. We have not been able to do this properly and to finish it. But there are reasons why those coups are coming back. So it's not just those happened in Mali or Guinea or in Sudan or the Guinea-Bissau recently. They can emerge anywhere else.
The ambassador also noted on the importance of African nations properly implementing policies that are adopted.
I believe that today, if they say, look back in 1963, what our leaders said, what we said until 2022, and what we want to see as a Africa which is integrated, which is peaceful, which is prosperous economically and so on. Let's see how we can link them up and stop just taking decisions over decisions. I was saying that until yesterday or 2 days ago, the African Union had already on its table 1,800 decisions taken. But if you look at them all individually, it takes you back to always 1 year or 10 years back. Why? because they've never been put in practice. And yet, we continue to put them more and more on the table. So it is time we go and pinpoint each difficulty we had to apply, to put that in application and see how we can move forward. Otherwise, 2063 will be yet again another dead letter.
Africa is home to more than 1.3 billion people, and the continent's Agenda 2063 looks to promote democracy, development, peace, unity, and intra-trade.
People are urging the respective authorities to take strong action against industries that produce low-quality alcohol, as it has a negative impact on the health of the people and especially the youth. Some industries say that while they are very concerned about their product development, there are others who are negligent in the mixing of beverages. It is one of the leading breweries in Kamonyi district that also produces beverages out of ginger. They are measuring the quality of the alcohol before it goes to market. Muhoza Gilbert, the company's production manager, says that among the factory's priorities is to ensure that only quality beverages are delivered to the market and measure its quality from the moment it enters the factory.
The spirit that is purchased from the market, in some cases you find that it was not properly filtered, hence it is composed with ethanol, which is dangerous to a person's health, whereby it is capable of making someone go blind or even die. But what I can say is that we don't use those spirits or ethanol.
Residents across have continued to show their concern over some of the factories that do not comply with the requirements of the quality standards, because some of the alcohol on the market has a negative impact on the consumers, whereby in some cases some could die due to consuming them.
Eliminating such beverages is necessary because to a person producing them, it may benefit his or her family, but it will kill the rest of other families, which I don't resonate with. All these cheap, poor quality spirits, which I don't even know where they are produced from, are destroying our children. You'll find them on the streets consuming them, and if you ask them, they will tell you that they bought them from shops. We ask quality regulators to follow up.
As of February 15, 2022, each banana or other plant brewing company must first be qualified to be of quality and labeled by a state-of-art technology known as SMARC. Murenzi Raymond, Director General of the Rwanda Standards Board, says the label is designed to avoid cases whereby some people imitate quality beverages while making poor quality.
We have begun labeling beverages with a brand that is technically advanced so that no one can duplicate it. This will be helpful in terms of protecting the consumers and also the companies whose beverages are imitated, so that only quality products can go on the market.
As soon as this quality marking come into force, it is expected that anyone will be able to check if the product is valid for sale and will do so through his or her phone, which will provide him or her with all the information on the product. This will eliminate all the fraudulent practices that were followed by imitation of the quality certificate that used to imitate the products of other industries. Health experts and nutritionists have again warned that consuming a lot of fats leading to non-infectious diseases including blood pressure, diabetes and cancer. People are therefore urged to combine physical exercises with proper nutrition for a better health. Ghislaine Mugwaneza reports.
Testimonies from different people across the country show that nutrition and sports help in losing weight. I had 110 kilograms. I lost 40. I did the right sport and ate good meal. You should do sport before growing more fat. You do not wait for the doctor to tell you that you should do sports. According to nutritionists, the regions of the abdomen store the most fat when a person does not eat a balanced diet or do sports.
Iyo rero umuntu akoresha cyangwa se yinjiza ibintu byinshi
When you take excess food more than the energy you spend, especially sugar contained or alcohol, sitting for a long time without doing anything, the first store of the body is belly. That is why when people start growing fat, the first thing to obtain fats is belly. There are also proper ways to safely lose weight. People should care for their nutrition in general, not just stopping to consume sugar, carbohydrate drinks, or juice. A person should take vegetable more often because they contain no sugar. People should take energy-giving food. Taking excess energy-giving food while saying they do not contain oil is doing nothing because you're not even burning belly fats. It all goes with doing sports. The Division Manager of Non-Communicable Diseases Division at RBC, Dr. Francois Uwinyindi, has noted that Rwanda is more concerned with obesity.
Obesity is mostly found in the city, especially in women. We used to test all people during sports and found that 24% of women are obese, which result into blood pressure, diabetes, and cancer. Fats block blood veins. When they are blocked, they directly go into the brain or the heart, which can cause a heart attack and stroke.
The Minister of Sports, Oral Mimosa Munyagaju, says that to care for life, there should be discipline in doing sports. In sports, when you are used to care for your body, it requires discipline and courage in order to keep the spirit. We will keep on working together to help Rwandans in preserving their lives, either women or men, and for such initiatives to reach the provinces outside Kigali and for people to participate in them. Figures from the World Health Organization indicate that across the world, 70% deaths are caused by non-communicable diseases and 80% of them die while young. Ghislaine Mugwaneza, RTV News.
Thank you, Ghislaine, for that report. Now, on Saturday, the University of Rwanda ended its Grid Innovation and Incubation Hub Week, also called Innovation Week. The Rwanda Information Society Authority, RISA, has requested teachers in schools to do follow-up and support students' talents, which will contribute to the country's development.
Manufacturing small clay stoves is one of the 5 projects that were launched by students from University of Rwanda. The outstanding students are ready to implement their projects and help the community.
Even before starting the project, we were targeting that low-income community. So even if it's not enough, but we're going to put our efforts into implementing the project because we've already started in the South Province. So what we're going to do is expand the project in different provinces all around the country so that people get aware to know about the project, and it's going to attract more partners or shareholders into our company.
The University of Rwanda aims at providing lectures that will enable their students to become researchers as well as changing the society.
As universities keep growing, you also need to have innovation in creating other knowledge. When you come up with new knowledge, maybe you want to be more educated or else people to know that you are wise. But that is not enough. That is why we say for those that gain knowledge needed, the university should find where they can sit and do tangible things by using their knowledge.
According to Rwanda Information Society Authority, RISA, having youth that are more engaged in innovation gives hope for the future. Lecturers are urged to help students in showing off their talents.
I believe that is the whole responsibility and epitome of the incubation centers, because within the incubation centers, the focus is not only on the technical part, it's also on the marketing strategies, also on the finance management, on the business development. So I believe they're in the right place in the incubation centers, and I think that's where they're going to grow even more.
The University of Rwanda is currently having 8 faculties that train students to become future researchers. Ghislaine Mugwaneza, RTV News.
Factory owners in Rwanda have continued to ask the process of getting quality certificates is simplified and any manufacturers caught cutting corners severely punished because such practices are a burden on the industry as a whole.
The manufacturers say the current accreditation process is both costly and complicated.
The problem of getting the necessary certificates is serious. You need the building to be approved, and each type product produced must be registered separately. You even need permission to advertise your products on radio. It's not cheap at all. Take us, for example, we process honey, and for each registration process, we were required to pay 200,000 Rwandan francs. We have gotten the factory registered and applied to have a product registered. All of those charges just raise our cost of production, which is a serious challenge, and the final price of the product itself. We already have the ACE mark of approval. Now we are being told we need more accreditation. The authorities say they are going to make sure that the process of getting it will be smooth.
Manufacturers that follow the rules say those that don't have continued to be a problem, cutting into their profits. Just looking at requirements for the premises and equipment used, one must invest a lot of money, in most cases using bank loans. The problem is that when it comes to competing on the market, those who cut corners have the flexibility of lowering the prices of their products. Regulators at the Rwanda Food and Drugs Authority say anyone caught not respecting the law will face severe penalties. We cannot just reduce the requirements because we would then be ignoring important inspections and breaking the law. What we are discussing instead is how to speed up and unify the accreditation process. We cannot just do away with the rules and are instead working on how to make the process faster and efficient. The Rwanda FDA also says it is now working with local authorities to enforce the regulations following an incident last year that involved a number of people dying after drinking a manufactured beverage that did not meet standards nor have the proper quality certificates.
233 former fighters who received and successfully completed vocational training were on Friday given equipment that will help them to put their new skills to use.
The former fighters received training in construction, tailoring, and agriculture.
I am going to implement what I was taught using this equipment so that I may develop. They gave me a sewing machine, a flat iron, scissors, and a tape measure.
After I returned and passed through the Mutobo camp as part of the 65th group, after leaving the FDLR, the Demobilization Commission helped us to go and get vocational training. Because of my battle injuries, having been shot in the arm and leg, I could not stand on building scaffolds, so I instead chose to be trained in agriculture due to my physical disabilities. Each of the beneficiaries received equipment worth 500,000 Rwandan francs, and those that are physically disabled were provided with modern wheelchairs and electric motorcycles provided by Jacqueline Hansen, a Rwanda national living in Denmark. The beneficiaries have been urged not to waste the opportunities they have been given.
Our message is that we have given them the foundation to pull themselves out of poverty and work for the benefit of their families and the country in general. We work with the reserve force to follow up on them and see how they're progressing. We will know about how they use the equipment they have been given, and if any tries to say theirs, we will know.
More than 3,000 people have now successfully completed the vocational training, and another 700 are currently undergoing it.
Well, there you have it. On behalf of the entire news production team, thank you for your company. I'm Jane Mutoni. Bye for now.